You've been lied to, not by one person, by everyone, every advertisement, every self-help guru, every social media post, promising you that happiness is just one purchase, one promotion, one relationship away. They sold you a counterfeit, and you bought it. Look around you. We live in the most comfortable era in human history. More wealth, more entertainment, more connection than any civilization before us. So why is everyone so miserable? Depression rates have exploded 300% since 1950. Anxiety disorders cripple 1 in 5 adults. Suicide rates are at historic highs. We have everything, and we're dying inside. 2,400 years ago, the Greeks discovered something we've forgotten. A word so powerful, so precise, that we have no translation for it in modern English. A concept so fundamental to human flourishing that empires were built upon it. They called it Eudaimonia, the most powerful man in the ancient world. A man who could have had any pleasure, any luxury, any indulgence, spent his nights writing private notes about something else entirely. Not about conquest, not about wealth, about the one thing that actually matters. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what he knew. You have a choice. Keep chasing the lie, the endless treadmill of pleasure that leaves you emptier with every step, or learn what the ancients knew, the path to a life that actually means something. Stay with me, because what comes next will change everything. Here's what they told you happiness looks like. The promotion you sacrificed your 20s for, the corner office with the view, the 6-figure salary that was supposed to solve everything, the relationship that looks perfect in photos, the vacation you posted about but barely experienced because you were too busy capturing it, the likes, the followers, the comments from strangers telling you how amazing your life is, the dopamine hit that lasts exactly 4 seconds before you need another one. This is what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. You get what you want. You feel good for a moment. Then you adapt. Then you need more. Then you get more. Then you adapt again. It never ends. It was never designed to end. Because if you ever felt truly satisfied, you'd stop buying things. You'd stop chasing. You'd stop being a good consumer. The entire modern economy is built on your dissatisfaction. Every advertisement is engineered to make you feel incomplete. Every algorithm is designed to keep you scrolling, searching, wanting. And it's working. You're more connected than ever and lonelier than ever. You have more options than ever and feel more paralyzed than ever. You have more information than ever and feel more confused than ever. But there's another way. A path that was mapped out 24 centuries ago by minds far greater than the marketers who manipulate you today. In ancient Athens, around 350 BCE, a man asked a question that changed everything. His name was Aristotle, student of Plato, teacher of Alexander the Great, perhaps the most influential thinker in human history. He didn't ask, "How do I feel good?" That question is easy. Any animal can pursue pleasure and avoid pain. He asked something far more profound. What is the ultimate purpose of human life? What are we actually here for? Aristotle spent decades studying this question. He examined every theory. He observed every type of person. The wealthy, the powerful, the pleasured, the famous. He analyzed what actually made people flourish versus what they thought would make them flourish. And he discovered something that most people still don't understand today. The happiest people he observed weren't the richest. They weren't the most pleasured. They weren't the ones with the most power or fame or possessions. They were the ones who had found their purpose, their unique contribution to the world, and pursued it with excellence. He called this state Eudaimonia. The word literally means good spirit or good soul, but that translation fails completely to capture its depth. Eudaimonia is not a feeling. Feelings come and go like weather. Eudaimonia is not an emotion. Emotions are reactions to circumstances. Eudaimonia is a way of being, a mode of existence, a life lived in accordance with your highest potential. Think of the master craftsman who loses himself in his work. Hours pass like minutes. He's not thinking about happiness. He's too busy creating something meaningful. And yet, if you asked him, he would tell you his life is good. Not because it's easy, because it matters. Think of the athlete who rises before dawn. Not because someone forces her, because she cannot imagine doing otherwise. The training is hard, the sacrifices are real. But she is becoming who she was meant to be. And that process, that becoming, is its own reward. Think of the teacher who prepares every lesson as if it were his last, who sees each student as a life he might change. The pay is modest, the recognition is rare. But he goes home knowing he did something that mattered. This is eudaimonia. Not the absence of struggle, the presence of meaning. Let me make this concrete. Because understanding the difference between hedonia and eudaimonia is the key to everything that follows. Hedonia asks, what will make me feel good right now? Eudaimonia asks, what will make me proud of who I'm becoming? Hedonia seeks pleasure and avoids pain at all costs. Eudaimonia seeks meaning and embraces necessary struggle. Hedonia is passive. It happens to you. Eudaimonia is active. You create it through deliberate choice. Here's the paradox that will change your life if you truly understand it. Hedonic pleasure is intense but fleeting. You feel amazing for a moment, then you crash, then you need more. It's the pattern of addiction, whether to substances, to validation, to entertainment, to anything external that promises to fill the void inside you. Eudaimonic fulfillment is quieter, but lasting. It doesn't give you the spike, but it gives you something far more valuable, a foundation that doesn't crumble when circumstances change. When you build your life on hedonia, you're always one bad day away from collapse. Lose the job, lose the identity, end the relationship, lose the meaning, get sick, lose everything. When you build your life on eudaimonia, external circumstances can shake you, but they cannot break you. Because your sense of worth comes from who you are and how you live, not from what you have or what others think of you. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than anyone. As emperor of Rome, he had access to every pleasure the ancient world could offer, unlimited wealth, absolute power, any indulgence he desired, and he spent his nights writing private notes to himself about virtue, character, and self-mastery. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." He wasn't chasing happiness. He was building a soul worth having. If this is resonating with you, if you feel like you've been searching for something deeper than what modern life offers, you're in the right place. This channel explores the ancient wisdom that modern life forgot, philosophy that actually works. Ideas that have been tested across 2,000 years of human experience. Subscribe now, because what comes next is the practical framework for actually achieving eudaimonia in your own life. Aristotle didn't just identify the goal. He gave us a framework, a blueprint for building a meaningful life that has survived 24 centuries because it works. 3 pillars, 3 foundations. Miss any one of them, and the entire structure collapses. Pillar 1. Arete. Excellence. Arete doesn't mean perfection. Perfection is an illusion that paralyzes action. Arete means excellence, becoming the best version of yourself in whatever you do. The carpenter who takes pride in every joint, even the ones hidden inside the cabinet that no one will ever see. Because he knows, and that knowing matters. The doctor who treats every patient as if they were family, not because anyone is watching, because that's who she has decided to be. The parent who shows up fully present, even after an exhausting day, not because it's easy, because these moments are what life is actually made of. Arete is not about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about closing the gap between who you are and who you could be. Pillar 2, phronesis, practical wisdom. Knowledge tells you what is true. Wisdom tells you what to do about it. Phronesis is the ability to discern the right course of action in any situation, not through rules or formulas, but through cultivated judgment. It's knowing when to speak and when to stay silent, when to act and when to wait, when to hold firm and when to bend. This wisdom cannot be taught from books alone. It must be earned through experience, reflection, and the honest examination of your own failures. Every mistake is a teacher, if you're humble enough to learn. Every setback reveals something about yourself, if you're brave enough to look. The Stoics practiced what they called the evening review. Each night, they would ask themselves 3 questions. What did I do well today? What did I do poorly? What could I do better tomorrow? Not as self-flagellation, as self-improvement, constant, patient, incremental progress toward wisdom. Pillar 3, Eudaimonia, goodwill toward others. Here's what the self-help industry gets wrong. They tell you, happiness is an individual achievement. Find yourself. Love yourself. Put yourself first. But Aristotle understood something deeper. Humans are social creatures. We evolved in tribes. Our nervous systems are wired for connection. Our deepest fulfillment comes not from isolated achievement, but from meaningful contribution to others. Eudaimonia means genuine goodwill toward others, not transactional networking where you help people so they'll help you later. Not strategic kindness designed to build your reputation. Real care, actual concern, authentic connection. When you wish well for others, truly wish well, not as performance, but as orientation, something shifts inside you. The constant anxiety of competition dissolves. The exhausting performance of self-promotion becomes unnecessary. You become part of something larger than yourself. Together, these 3 pillars create a life of meaning, excellence in your craft, wisdom in your choices, care for your community. This is the architecture of Eudaimonia. This is what the ancients built their lives upon. This is what we've forgotten. Let me tell you about a man named Epictetus. He was born a slave, property, owned by another human being. He had no rights, no freedom, no control over his external circumstances. His master once broke his leg, and Epictetus reportedly said only, "I told you it would break." And yet this man became one of the most influential philosophers in human history. His teachings shaped emperors. His words echo across 2,000 years to reach you right now. How is this possible? Epictetus understood the deepest truth about human flourishing. External circumstances do not determine your inner state. Your judgments about those circumstances do. You can have everything and be miserable. You can have nothing and be at peace. The difference is not in what happens to you. It's in how you relate to what happens to you. Seneca was one of the wealthiest men in Rome. He had everything Epictetus lacked: money, status, power, freedom. And he wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements, if it were all well invested." He wasn't talking about productivity hacks or time management tips. He was talking about the tragedy of spending your one precious life chasing things that don't matter. Marcus Aurelius ruled the known world. He commanded legions. He decided the fate of millions. And he wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." These 3 men, a slave, a senator, and an emperor, arrived at the same truth from completely different circumstances. Happiness is not found in externals. It is built internally through the daily practice of virtue, wisdom, and right relationship with others and with reality itself. So, what does this mean for you? Right now. Today, in your actual life. It means the path forward isn't about getting more. It's about becoming more. It means the question isn't, what do I want, but who do I want to be? It means the measure of your life isn't pleasure experienced, but potential realized. Eudaimonia is not something you find. It's not waiting for you somewhere out there, hidden behind the next achievement or acquisition. It is something you build, day by day, choice by choice, action by action, through the patient cultivation of excellence in your work, through the hard-won development of wisdom in your judgments, through the genuine care you extend to others, until one morning you wake up and realize something has shifted. You are no longer chasing happiness. You are no longer running on the treadmill. You are no longer performing for an audience that doesn't exist. You are simply living, fully, meaningfully. Well, this is eudaimonia. This is what you've been searching for. This is what was stolen from you by a culture that profits from your dissatisfaction. And now you know how to take it back. This is the path. This is what the ancients knew. This is what we've lost, and what we can reclaim. If you're ready to stop chasing shadows and start building something real, this channel is for you. Subscribe now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss what comes next. In the next video, we go deeper into the man who embodied eudaimonia more completely than anyone in history, Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher who ruled an empire, the emperor who wrote the most practical guide to human flourishing ever created, the man who had everything and chose wisdom anyway. The art of living well begins now.